Hey everyone, welcome to my Mukbang channel, or my private channel. I don't know what channel this is, but as always, here's Tia, and there's Cindy. What up, Cindy?
I show up like on like the upper right hand corner. Like how do I look?
You look just fine. How do I look?
I mean, like am I just a little square in your video?
No, you are the whole screen in my video. I'm the little square up in the corner, but when it records, it'll do like a split screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so Cindy and I are doing, I guess, a virtual mukbang today because now that I'm back in the office, I don't have as much time to get together, but we do want to still do these mukbangs, so why not do them virtually, right? That's what everyone's doing during quarantine. Oh my God, Cindy, I have to tell you really quick, I tried to do a mukbang by myself like 2 weeks ago, and it went horribly because I didn't know what to do. I was just staring at the screen and I was like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that we're here together. But what are we eating today, Cindy? What's going on?
I'm eating a tofu coconut curry.
Mmm.
It smells really good. And then I got a tuna rolls, hand rolls. Oh, here comes my cat. And then I got some veggie dumplings.
The reason why I'm not even showing my food right now is because my dog is like demanding my attention. I have to push you away. I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry, but I need hands. So I went to the local H Mart near me and I got pork and kimchi dumplings, a chive pancake, and some sushi. But I'm really freaking hungry. When they put this in my bag and I was in the car, I was smelling so good. I was like, oh, I hope Cindy doesn't take too long. I'm so hungry.
I don't think I took that much.
No, not at all. And honestly, I hit a lot of traffic, so it worked out. But I am ready to dive into these freaking dumplings. Oh my God, my chopsticks are going everywhere. Get it together, Tia. Get it together.
That's my dog's name. Right now he's laying down. Very
good.
Not even bothering me. The only one who's surrounding me is Fiona, my cat.
Lady is, my dog is saying right under me as if she's like, you better be giving me some of that. You're not going to like any of it, lady. She's a dog. What am I saying? They love everything.
Hi, Eden. Eden just walked past. So
I shouldn't have shoved that whole thing in my mouth. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Is it hot?
You took too much wasabi. Woo! Oh my God. Shit, I put it in my ears. It just went all the way up my sinuses and in my ear.
It clears up the nasal passage.
Holy moly. Remember in the Jackass when Steve-O
yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know how he did that. I mean, lots of drugs.
He paid for it.
Yeah, no. I love wasabi, but as you said, like when you get too much, you're like, oh God.
Mm-hmm. Actually, mixing the wasabi with the soy sauce.
You know who did that at first, and I had never done that beforehand? Bryant. He used to like put his wasabi in the soy sauce, mix it around. I'm like, huh.
Oh my God. He used to snort the wasabi.
No, God. He watches our videos.
He does. I talked to him. I spoke to him a couple of days ago. He's still in California.
Yeah, during this whole craziness, and now they're like shut down California again. But he seems to be chilling. He seems like his business is going well.
The area where he's at, he gets to enjoy outdoor stuff because they have a little private, like mini. I don't even know what you call it. It's not like I don't know, but it's an extension of the building that he's staying at.
Got it.
Yeah, Beefy, no.
Our freaking animals, man. All they want is our food. And it's like, I can't eat your food.
Yeah, I have to eat that.
But I'm excited. I haven't had sushi in a while. This is, I don't want it to fall, but spicy salmon roll. I'm pumped.
At H Mart?
Yeah.
You know what I love from H Mart? Their dumplings.
That's where I got these dumplings.
Kitchen section. Oh my god, they're so good. I love them.
Yeah, that's where I got these. They made it. So I, because it takes them like a little while to make it. So I went immediately there, ordered the dumplings, and then did my shopping around. Oh my god, their dumplings are so good.
They are. Wanted to tell you, we haven't gone to the beach or pool together. Oh wait, only one time.
Yeah, we did once.
My mom found this place. I forget where it is now. I think it's like 40 minutes away. But you only pay for parking, and you don't pay an entrance. And it's like a river/beach, so you don't have to deal with all the sand.
Oh.
And I'm saying, this is not a bad option if we don't want to go to Rye or Tibbetts or anything like that.
So last weekend, Polly and I were supposed to go to Kelly's place, but she said that her pool was overrun and they've been really, strict about letting guests in with everything going on. So we decided to reschedule that for another day, but it was so hot last weekend. I really wanted to just be in water. And I'm never this spontaneous, but literally at 12:30, I go to him, I go, you want to go to the beach? So around like 1:30, we literally just went to the beach for 2.5 hours. And I was the happiest person just being in the frickin' water.
Good for you.
Yeah. I was happy about it. It was crowded, but, they were social distancing. They were asking people, they were doing it fine. We parked in the actual Playland parking lot because the beach parking lot was, like, way too crowded.
Very good. So, yeah, so it's an option, and my mother said that there wasn't a pebbles. So, like, you weren't stubbing your toe or stepping on rocks, where you need to have, like, where you need to have water shoes. And then
I haven't gotten those either.
And she said that, did you get Paul's swim trunks?
No.
My God.
He went in the water, though. He did go in the water. Wearing just, like, regular shorts.
Submerge himself this time?
Yeah, fully. Head under and everything.
It must have been hot, too.
It was hot. It was really hot.
No, yeah, it was bad. I would be walking my dog. I feel the heat on my legs. I'm like, am I burning? Is my skin sizzling? It was hot.
Now that I'm, like, back in the office, during lunch breaks, I'm trying to take walks, just to still get that exercise, but it is so hot, and it's miserable. Like, I have this whole intention, because, I get an hour for lunch, so I have this whole intention of doing this whole big walk, and then I get out, and I'm like, I'm just going to go around the building once.
No, yeah, it's hot, and it's like dry air. There's not even, like, a breeze.
No, but I will say that I'd rather the dry air to, like, the real bad humidity. Like, when I go and visit Brittany in Arkansas, oh my God. I don't know how anyone has, like, long hair down there, because last time I think I went in May or something, I kept my hair up the entire time. Like, I couldn't.
They're used to it.
That's true.
How is Brittany? Didn't Arkansas get hit pretty bad with COVID?
Oh, so it's so funny that you say that. So my company, right, which I won't say what it is, but my company, every day that we go in, we have to, like, sign pretty much a waiver, like, saying, do you have any symptoms, blah, blah, blah. And on it is, like, a list of states. If you visited recently, you have to mark it down. And my HR person just updated that, and they put Arkansas down. So I go to Brittany, I go, has Arkansas been getting hit badly lately? Because your state just got added to the list of like no states for us. And she was like, yeah. So apparently they've been rising. And they just did like a mandate, I think, for like masks and stuff, especially like with Walmart and everything. Because, you know, that's like their number one place to go shopping there. So like if you're going to trace, you know, an outbreak, you're going to trace it to there.
I feel like Walmart is their only shopping.
I would agree, but they do have this other place called Kroger's. So they do have that, but it's not nearly as big or as like popular as Walmart because like, you know, Walmart's like a all-in-one. Not only does it have a grocery store, but it has makeup, then TVs, couches, clothing.
Or like stuff to do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like Best Buy and freaking like Lowe's and Home Depot all in one with ShopRite thrown on top of it.
Burlington.
It's crazy. It has everything.
Well, remember, it must be a superstore because remember when we went to
the one
to visit Amanda, she had a super Walmart by her, and it was amazing. It was like so clean and organized, not like the ones in New York.
The ones that were in the one that was in White Plains, which closed, that was disgusting.
Oh yeah, and the one near in Rockland by oh my God, what's it called? Muncie. And the one nearby Muncie in Rockland County was also a hot mess.
I never went to that one. I went to the one in Fishkill. What'd you say?
The one in Muncie?
Yeah.
Was worse than the one in White Plains.
No. That's bad.
Yes, it was, yeah. It was always disorganized. They never had enough cashiers. So the lines were ridiculously long.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I was like, ugh, Walmart, like, what's the big deal? But then we went to crazy, and we went to the super Walmart. I'm like, now I get it.
I will say that's how I felt before going to Arkansas. I was like, what the hell is the big deal about Walmart? And then it's like, wow, it really, like, does have everything in it. It's so much cleaner. It's so much better in the South than it is here. I guess because we do have, like, our ShopRites and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This chive pancake is awesome.
My coconut curry is amazing.
I haven't had curry in so long. Like,
I really wanted, especially when they said coconut curry, I was like, my name is all over that. I haven't had a good coconut curry in so long.
This new freaking cafe opened up not too far from me, like literally a 5-minute walk.
The coffee place?
Yeah, that I think I've been telling you about.
Yeah.
And I got their matcha iced tea with coconut milk in it. It was so good.
I have to try matcha. I don't think I really know what matcha tastes like.
I mean, some places it's like Dunkin' Donuts has a matcha latte, and it's like, don't get it from there. It's like their freaking apple cider shit that's also terrible. But
I don't really get the holiday or seasonal flavors from Starbucks or Dunkin'.
You all right there?
It was like a hiccup / a burp at the same time.
No, I only got, like, say, their apple cider because I really like apple cider. Like hot apple cider, which is weird because I hate apple juice. But I like hot apple cider.
But apple cider is way better than apple juice.
Mm-hmm. Because that's that spiciness.
Mm-hmm. My coworker, she lives in Germany, and they make like an alcoholic cider. And she makes it in the winter when I would go to her house. I was like, this is dangerous, I said to her. Because she wouldn't warm it up to the point where the alcohol would evaporate.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like really nice and cozy and warming, but then you're like, wait, there's alcohol in this.
Let me chill. I don't know if you've watched, so on Netflix, they just can't, this just reminded me of it, because on Netflix there's a new documentary series with Zac Efron called Down to Earth. It's really good. You would like it. Every episode, he pretty much goes to a different country to see, like, what they're doing to, like, promote a greener and, like, more cleaner sort of earth type thing, like exploring all that shit. But in one episode, it's like all surrounded by apples, and he goes to the Angry Orchard facility, and it's really kind of cool to see like where that comes from. It's like, hey, you're getting all of your nutrients, but you're also getting drunk.
To be honest, I don't even like Apple Orchard. It's sweet.
I don't like their brand specifically, but I do really like hard apple ciders.
I can't. With alcohol and sweetness, I can't. I can't do the ciders. I know what you mean, because for Oktoberfest, my friend, she would always get the cider. And I'm like, that's too much. Especially if I'm going to be drinking, I can't be having anything sweet. It needs to be savory. Not sweet. So I was never a big fan. I think it's like, I think of it of like those, what are they called? Those coolers?
The wine coolers. Yeah. I don't eat.
I like a little bit, but to get drunk off of it and keep drinking and no. You're just going to have a really bad time, and you're going to have the worst hangover the next day.
I've noticed as I've gotten older, I like just, and this sounds really bad, but I like just drinking straight alcohol. Like, I don't even deal with the... I'm just saying, like, I don't even deal with those, like, specialty drinks anymore. Like, back in the day, I'd be ordering, Malibu Bay Breeze and, this and that. And now it's like, that's just all this extra juice that has all this sugar in it and gets you hungover and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'd rather just, either get something on the rocks or, a martini or something just to be like, at least you're sipping it, because also with those drinks, they taste so good, and you can hardly taste the alcohol, because most of the time they're putting, like, such little alcohol, and then you're downing them, and you're spending more money, and you're not getting drunk, and then you're just going to get, like, a hangover the next day, because you just had, 5 glasses of orange juice.
I know. I still like my gin and tonics.
Me too.
I don't pass up a Moscow Mule.
Oh, those are amazing.
I don't know what it is. That ginger beer has me hooked. Yes, I love Moscow Mules. They're my favorite thing. Every time we would go to Yard House, that's the only thing I would get. I love them. I can't get enough of them.
I had a gin and tonic not too long ago, because there's a place near the waterfront that was doing, like, drinks from, like, the window, so you could walk around the waterfront, and it was so hot out, and I was like, I want a gin and tonic, and it was the perfect drink to have, like, on a hot freaking night. It was so good.
I like gin and tonic because, I don't know, I find it refreshing.
It is.
I like it. And I can't drink vodka. Vodka makes me sick.
Well, I like vodka.
And I hate vodka.
I like the clear liquors. Vodka, rum.
The smell of vodka, Whenever I go out with the girls that like to drink.
With the girls.
I'm like, do we have to? I'm always that person, like, do we have to do shots? I don't like shots. Shots make it worse.
Let me tell you how I got talked into buying alcohol.
Oh, God.
So, I was driving home from work last week or something, and I did want to get a bottle just to have in the house, because it's more cost effective, right? And I really wanted rum, but I like clear rum, So I went into this liquor store with the intentions to get whatever rum. And I'm looking, and I swear I get talked into shit, because the freaking sales guy was so good at his job. He was like, "Oh, you like rum?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love rum. That's what I'm here for." He's like, "Do you like chocolate?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love chocolate." "Well, we have this chocolate infused rum right here, you know, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "That's so interesting." And he was like talking it up, and it wasn't that expensive, and it was a big bottle. And I was like, "Great." I take it home, open it, it tastes like ass. It is so bad. It does not go. It's not like any sort of sweet whatsoever. It's not good. I'm just killing it at this point just to get rid of it. And I'm like, I will never get talked into an alcohol. I know what I want when I go in, and I should have just listened to myself, but I didn't.
And like, is sample? How should this be? Like, is there a recipe I should drink? That's a very specific flavor of chocolate.
Yeah, he was just saying drink it straight.
I would look up if there's a way, or like a recipe that you can mix it so it doesn't taste like, how'd you put it? Like ass?
So it tastes like ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got talked into that. I regret it.
You should. That really stinks.
Thanks, Cindy. I also been liking my like my summer beers, like Legenhugel. I don't know if you heard of it. It's like a summer shandy. It's good. It's refreshing.
I don't know what that means.
I
don't think I've ever had a shandy.
Well, I can't describe it. You're just gonna have to drink it.
Where did you try this?
I think I first had one at my cousin's house, and I really liked it. So then, when I would, go to the gas station to get a 6-pack or something, and if I saw like shandy, I'm like, ooh, and there's this brand called like Legenhugel or something, and they make a good one.
You sound like Rose from Golden Girls. Legenhugel. Flugenhagen.
Oh my god.
Rose would talk about like a German recipe, and you're like, huh?
Oh my god,
What's up?
Betty Davis trends on Twitter like every week, and I'm like, oh god, is this the moment? Every time I click on it, I'm like, why is she trending? And it's really... What?
Betty Davis?
Not Betty Davis, Betty White.
Betty Davis. Now I need to look this up.
Betty White trends like every other week on Twitter, and I'm always nervous that I'm gonna like open it up and it's gonna be like the worst. But it's really just people going, oh my god, can you believe that Betty White is still alive and thriving pretty much? But like, and I'm just like, but stop making her trend, because I'm literally afraid of the day I'm gonna click on it and it's gonna say like RIP.
Isn't that kind of rude? Oh my god, she's still alive?
That it is, actually. It's like, I don't know if Betty White has social media, but I wouldn't be very happy if like every week people were surprised that I was still alive and kicking.
Yeah, for real. Like, is this a countdown? What the frick? I didn't like that. Oh, poor Betty White. Don't do that to her. She deserves more.
Right? She's precious. She's a treasure.
Yeah. What the heck?
I love my Golden Girls.
Oh, me too. Dorothy and Sophia.
And Blam.
Dorothy would insult Rose, and Rose would never get any of it because it would just go over her head.
Sophia was the best character. I'm like, I thrive to be that witty and sarcastic at an old age.
It was great. I like them all. I think they all complemented each other.
Yeah. There was never once where I was watching it and saying to myself, oh, can we not focus on this character? Let's go to another character. They were all great.
They were all great. I love them all. The only critique I ever had about that show was how they dressed everybody. It's like, what is this? Did they pull this off like the curtains from the wall? It was like drapery of like fabric on top of fabric.
And especially And especially when you find out that, because to me, I'm watching and I thought they're all in like their 70s, their 80s, but then you find out they're all supposed to be in their 50s, and I'm like, what?
I know. Like 50 today don't look like that. 60 today don't even look like that.
In some cases, 70 today don't even look like that.
I guess it really shows like how people were thought to be so old by 50, and now it's like you can confuse a 50-year-old with a 30-year-old.
Yeah. Some celebrities, like,
don't count. They have money. They can get treatments. They can slow down the aging. They probably pay like, you know, $1,000 for like caviar skin and put it all over their body.
does that work, Cindy? Does that work?
I don't know, I'm making it up. I don't even know if that's a real thing. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, well, some people who are not celebrities, you find out their age and you're like, what the hell?
Exactly. Yeah, I want to be one of those.
I do too.
Where they're shocked at how young I am and I look so old.
I don't think you're ever gonna have that problem, considering you could probably still pass as like a high schooler.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows what the next 10 years will be, and maybe I'll age like twice as much. Oh.
I doubt it, but okay.
Hopefully, I have my dad's genes, because he still looks young.
Men always age like that. They just look good.
My dad looks good. I've seen guys younger than him, and they don't look like my dad.
I'm just saying, like, okay, I know I'm using a celebrity here, but you see, like, some celebrity men, right? Like Robert Downey Jr. It's like, wow, he looks better older than he did younger. You know, and that happens. Like, some men just look better as they get older, so that's just like a man thing, I think.
He was young, and now he stopped drugs, so maybe that's why.
This was coming for me tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I have nothing to watch. Yesterday I tried to watch something. It was on Netflix. You know how Netflix now is having a lot of international shows?
Yeah.
So I give them a try. I watched Dark, which is German. And my friend told me to watch Eres, I don't know how to say it. And I believe it's Dutch.
Kelly really likes Dark. I have tried to get into it because some people were saying that, oh, it's the German version of Stranger Things. And I like Stranger Things, so... Huh?
No, it's not.
Well, I'm just saying that's what people would say, right? And so I tried to turn it on.
Harrison.
I couldn't get into it. I swear, I could not get into Dark. I tried. I think I tried like 3 times, and I was like...
The thing with Dark, you have to give it your undivided attention. You can't be in the middle of something. You literally have to sit down and watch the show. Because it jumps from 33 years into the future to 33 years back, and then even more. It jumps, and you're in different time periods, and then within those time periods, the same characters are there, whether they're much older, younger, or in the middle of like teenage years, young adult, middle-aged. So it's a lot of information, especially to remember, like, who are you again? Oh yeah, you're this guy. This time period, but in real time, you're this person. Because it's a lot of time traveling.
Yeah.
Oh. And then the only thing I didn't like about the first season was that it pretty much resulted that the only reason that this even became a thing was because he wanted to be with somebody. Like, that's it. Like, that was the only reason. Like, it's the drive is love, and you wanting to be with the person that you love. And then the whole thing is it's forbidden, because in reality, how they're connected, the guy shouldn't even exist. Like, can I do a spoiler, or are you gonna watch it, or you're not gonna watch it? You're not gonna watch it? Perfect.
I'm not gonna watch it, but spoilers, I guess, for anyone who's watching who hasn't watched it yet.
At this time, if you haven't watched it, then you're not going to. So, it's the main character, Jonas, and this is, this is where it gets, like, Jonas is not supposed to exist.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
It's all about time traveling. So this is what happened. Jonas's father, Jonas's love interest is Martha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Martha has two siblings, Mikko and Mathis. I believe that's their names. It starts with an M. Anyways, Mikko disappears. He gets lost when he's a child. Turns out Mikko goes through the time warp, like this black void, and it puts him back into the 80s. And it takes place in current time. So right now they're in 2017. So it puts Mikko, who is a child, in 2017. It takes him back into the 80s. So when he's in the 80s, he doesn't know how to get back. So what happens to Mikko? He's no longer with his family in 2017. If anything, he gets adopted by somebody. And then Mikko finds himself going to school with his mom and dad.
Oh.
His mom and dad are high schoolers in the 80s. So then Mikko then starts dating a girl who is supposed to be from the 80s. So they get together, they get married, they have kids, and bam, they pop out Jonas. So it's all of this time traveling, and then the whole thing is, the way that it worked is, so many families weren't even supposed to exist because of the time traveling. So there's I think there's at least 6 families altogether, and out of the 6, I think only 2 of them or 3 were actually supposed to be existing in 2017. And Jonas was not one of them. Was Martha? And I don't think Martha was either, because her grandfather was the son of this guy who his great-grandfather time traveled also. So a lot of people weren't supposed to exist. So then I didn't like that the whole reason for people time traveling within a span of 200, almost 300 years, people time traveling and producing and having babies. It was all as a result because Jonas wanted to be with Martha. Because then what happened also, that in 2017, there was the apocalypse. Why was there an apocalypse and everybody died? Because the power plant, the main power plant in the town, had the void, whatever it's called, that created the time traveling, and then it exploded because they weren't supposed to open it up from the case. So it resulted in an apocalypse.
Okay, that's nothing like Stranger Things. I don't know why people were saying that.
Yeah, this is why I said that's totally a bad comparison.
See,
Stranger Things has to do with aliens or whatever.
See, this is why I don't typically like watching things with time travel because they are usually confused. Ooh, I don't know why I'm hiccuping. Why they're confusing as hell, right? I have been watching. Netflix just came out with a show called Cursed, and I really like it. I actually.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen the previews.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin anything. I actually interviewed some of the actors in it, which was really cool. Yeah, so I did that, and I watched it, and I generally really liked it. I thought it was a really good fantasy type of show. not gonna ever replace like Game of Thrones. I saw some articles that are like, no, Cursed isn't the Game of Thrones replacement you've been looking for. And I'm like, it's not really anything like Game of Thrones. I think from the trailers it makes it obvious. I don't know. Anytime there's like a fantasy medieval sort of show that comes out, they always want to compare it to Game of Thrones. Like when
is not a good comparison because Game of Thrones only had the first couple of seasons that were strong. After that, it started going downhill.
Yeah, so
compare it, like Game of Thrones was the biggest letdown of a finale.
Oh, it really was. It really was.
I literally think a Game of Thrones finale trumps the Sopranos series finale.
Well, because if you think about it, so I never watched The Sopranos, but from what I know is it, you know, people were disappointed with the ending, right? But at least that's like, say, just the ending, whereas Game of Thrones was literally a terrible last season. Like, and I was so into Game of Thrones. I remember that. I remember getting into it, binging all the seasons. I couldn't wait to like get home and watch some more and all that. Then, you know, season 8, it was like, oh, we got 2 years. I'm like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry. That was such a disappointment. I tried to like find the good in it and like, you know, the good scenes that were there and such. But even like the big battles that they teased, you know, were such a letdown.
There was, you know, it's really bad when everything is super dark and you can't just like differentiate between what is going on.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
You know how bad and how they had no idea how to make the battle. It was, and then, so not only was that a letdown, like the graphics and how, like, they talked about winter's coming for like 7 seasons, and then it was like what? It was done in an episode, half of an episode.
That needed to have been stretched out. You needed. This is what I'm saying. Okay, you need an additional 3 seasons because you needed 1 whole season for the Night Walkers, right? You needed 1 whole season of taking Cersei down. And if you did want to go in the direction of Daenerys, like, going crazy, that needed a whole, like, or it needed, like, those 3 seasons. Like, let it happen, and then that happened. But the fact that it within, 6 episodes, it was literally 6 episodes. The fact that they squeezed in the Night Walker, Daenerys going crazy, Cersei getting taken down, all these people dying, and then, you know, the new kingdom, all in 6 episodes, dude, no. Did not work at all. Such a letdown for a show that was, like, such a big show. Because, yes, it had been going down, but I liked season 7. I know not everyone did, but I liked season 7, so I was pumped. And
happened.
I just remember enjoying it. Like, season 7 was a shit ton better than season 8. You know, okay, this is my biggest thing. Not to go on like a Game of Thrones rant, right?
7 with all the females, right? At the round table with there were all these female heads like talking about how they were going to take over Cersei, right? It was
yes,
Lauren's sister. What was his name?
I forget so many of it now.
What's his name?
Theon.
Greyjoy.
Yeah.
His sister was there. The Hispanic-looking girls.
Yeah.
Where they were from.
They remember the woman was the lover of Pedro Pascal's character, you know, and he got crushed, you know, by the mountain. Remember the battle where he was like trying to say like, oh, you did this to my sister, you did this to her children, and then like the mountain just freaking like popped his head. My God, that was one of like the biggest scenes. Anyway. Not to make this like a huge Game of Thrones discussion, but it made me mad that literally at the end of season 7, we see Jaime telling Cersei to go F herself and running away, and then finally we get him getting with Brienne, which is like the thing I wanted since day one. And the very next morning he's like, I'm gonna go be with my sister and we're gonna die together.
So stupid.
It's so stupid. Apollo, get the hell away from Ladies Ball. Hey! My cats love to try and eat Lady's food. Lady.
Why?
Because they're fat. Huh?
What did you feed Lady?
Her dog food. Apollo, get the hell away. Sorry, everyone. For those who are watching, you know the pain.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, then I should watch Curse. And I'm gonna watch that Eras show. But it's weird. Like, it's like a cult. It's almost like the Illuminati, right?
Mm.
But I think they do some weird, like, mind control BS. Because in one of the scenes, a girl literally, I don't care, spoiler alert, a girl literally stabs herself in the eye.
Oh, God.
Stabs herself in both eyes, and then she digs the scissor into her neck. What?
That reminds me of, did you ever see the movie End of Watch?
No, what's that?
It's old, from like 2011, 2012. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, and they're cops, right? And it's pretty much just like going...
Denise said that she loves that movie.
I liked it a lot. I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena had a really good connection with each other, but it's like cops and they're just doing like their day-to-day, whatever activities. And I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but it's such a minute like scene. But there's at some point when one of their like fellow cops like gets stabbed in the eye, and it was one of like the most like visceral scenes in the movie, because you don't expect, you just hear him go my eye, and you're like, oh, they're not going to show it, and then they show it, you're like, oh God, no.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
No.
Ooh.
But it's a good movie. I would definitely check it out. If Denise says that she likes it, you should check it out.
Denise, yeah, she did say that.
What else have I been watching? Watching the Zac Efron documentary, which I've been liking. It's really cool. He like goes to Iceland. He's going to like Peru. He's going to Italy. Just kind of like showing like in Iceland them talking about how they're like 100%. They don't rely on like fossil fuels at all. All the electricity is because of their water currents and stuff and blah blah. And then he was like going to Paris and them like trying to get people to drink cleaner water, where they literally have these clean water fountains everywhere, and you buy bottles, but like reusable bottles to and there's an app in Paris apparently that tells you where all of the water fountains are, so that every single like water fountain around. So it's a pretty interesting like documentary.
I thought Paris's water wasn't good to drink.
I'm just telling you from what they made.
The whole thing is like bottled water.
No, in this it's like getting away from bottled water, and that's what they're trying to do. That what they've been trying to do in the past like few years is to get away from bottled water, make their water better, cleaner, and promote people to drink.
Do they not have like water bottle companies like we have in the U.S., like Nestle and Poland Spring and Nissan? Is it
Well, I think the whole point, Nestle.
Coffina.
Well, I think the whole point is to get away from that, and get away from the single-use plastic bottles that end up in our oceans and end up for so much of like shit.
The thing is do they have water bottle companies in Paris? Honestly, in the U.S., just seeing how it is over here, they won't let that happen, because then Nestle and all those things are like, well, we're not going to make money.
And people are stubborn. People are so stubborn, like when it comes to any sort of change. that can even help them.
That's cool though.
No, it's a nice documentary, you know, that like it made me feel good.
Huh? Has it just made it on the list?
What made it on the list?
Like Zac Efron is one of the countries that he visited the U.S. or is there a specific state that's doing something?
I haven't. If there is, I haven't gotten into yet. There's like 8 episodes, and I'm up to like episode 5. So far, it's been like.
There.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna laugh if we're not even on there.
I don't think we are. I think it's like him just going to other countries to see like what they could implement. But oh my god, so it's so funny. In the first episode, they go to Iceland, right? And it's him and his friend, and they go to like this big glacier and stuff, and they want more information. So Zac Efron also like narrates the thing. And so there's this guy who works there who comes up to him and they introduce him, and Zac Efron's, you know, voiceover goes, "Oh, he works here. I bet you he knows everything about this place." Everything that they were asking this guy, like, "Oh, so how big is it?" He was like, well, really big. And they're like, "Well, how many tourists do you get, like, per month?" And, like, so they had to keep doing, like, cutaway scenes to tell you the actual facts. And then at the end of all of it, the guy was like, "Yeah, this is my first week here."
Love it. Poor guy. He goes, "Filming this."
He didn't know anything at all. It was the funniest shit to me.
Poor guy. Oh yeah, Iceland. That's where that movie Eurovision took place.
Oh God, Eurovision! What did you watch that?
I did watch it because I had nothing else to watch.
What did you think?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell. I never really thought he was funny. I didn't understand why they casted him.
He looks so bad in it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like he added anything to it. I feel like anybody else could have played that character. I don't see why Will Ferrell. And nothing against Will Ferrell, but like, he's a much older man. Like, how old is he? You know what? Before I say a number, and he's like 20 years younger than that. Hold on. Let me see how old he is.
Well, while you're looking that up, our editor-in-chief for the site that I write for, he was like, "Can you watch Eurovision and write a review of it?" Right?
That's how old he is. He's younger than my mom.
Is he like 50-something?
Yeah, he's 53. He looks older.
So my editor-in-chief was like, "Can you watch Eurovision and do a review?" And I literally like texted him halfway through. I go, "Do you hate me?" I was like, "Did I do something wrong that you subjected me to this?" And he's like, "I loved it. What are you talking about?" And I'm just like, I couldn't dig it. And so we are constantly like back and forth where I'm like, it's okay. And him thinking it's like the greatest movie of all time. But to me, I was like, I feel like Will Ferrell is trying to capture like how his movies used to be. But it's like, you look, and this is not trying to be ageist or anything, but it's like you look too old to be playing these roles.
And then especially next to Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, especially next to her. I mean, she was fine in it. She was fine.
She was fine. Like, the thing with Eurovision is, one, I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently it is. I Googled it after.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Apparently so many people didn't know it was a thing.
Do they broadcast Eurovision in the States?
No, but I don't know. I thought people knew about it.
I would not know, and I'm not even, like, European. My family Hispanic. I can name you Hispanic TV shows that probably you wouldn't know, but Eurovision? No. And I was like...
Apparently that's exactly how it is.
So I was like, okay, like, that's nice. And then I thought of, oh, it's almost like American Idol. And I said, I wonder if American Idol stole the idea from them. And then, you know, there was this whole skit in the movie where Will Ferrell is like, oh, you stupid Americans, don't come back here. Yeah, there's a Starbucks here. And then it was...
I thought that was funny. I'm sorry.
It was like, oh, is that Eurovision? Is that like American Idol? No, it's not like American Idol. So I thought it was funny because that's the only comparison we have because they don't broadcast Eurovision here. I didn't know about it until literally that movie. And then I just watched it just to watch it.
So,
too. Volcano Man. Like, and then all I'm thinking is, if this is to promote to watch Eurovision, it make Europeans look like they're so outdated with fashion and music. Like, their music sounded like it was back from the 70s.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm kind of like, I feel like, I don't know, I thought it was also a little bit insulting in that way. I don't know why. Like, they always make it seem like, especially music-wise, they're so outdated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you, like, what European music is like because I'm not obviously on the up and up with that. You know, maybe I think...
Dated. I mean, how many European bands haven't made it, you know, here? Like, you know, you hear songs in German. I've heard a French song. I don't know the girl's name, but it was popular here. Like, they don't sound like that.
No, I know. Obviously, it was supposed to be like a parody and everything. I mean, it followed, you know, the typical, you have these two people who they're doing something.
And then the joke was, oh, your sister? Oh, no, but maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Well, I think, did I say, what, do all of them, like, have incestual relationships over there or something? But, like, the whole thing being like, oh, they're, you know, doing this whole thing, and then they get into a fight, but then they realize how much they love each other, and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Knew she loved him. He never gave her a second thought, and my head is like, dude, that's the best you're ever gonna get. Like,
oh yeah.
Look at her.
Hang on one second. Like, can you get me water?
And then that Greek chick, and the Greek chick who was like all over him, I was like, is she plotting with the Russian to split them up? Is that what they were doing the whole time? You're.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi went off for a second, but it's all good now.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like that Will Ferrell was in it.
No, I agree. I think that he definitely, thank you, seemed really odd being in the film. They definitely should have casted someone else.
Was he a producer in it? Did he write something for it? I just don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I've never really thought he was funny. I feel like the last time I thought he was remotely funny was like when he made that movie Night at the
Roxbury. I like Talladega Nights.
Because he played such a dumb person.
Yeah.
So then I think I'm just over it. Like, I didn't like him in Old School.
No.
Talladega Nights, he was just shouting a lot. Shake and bake, shake and bake.
I didn't like Step Brothers, and that's a movie that if you ask anyone, they're like, "Oh my god, it's such a comedy classic," and I'm like,
"It's a comedy classic," but I thought it was funny how it was two grown-ass men talking about, you know, it'll open up our space for activities. You know, like, who goes to the parents' room at like 9 o'clock at night to ask permission to put a bunk bed when you're 40 years old?
Well, I mean, that's obviously like the point, you know, that they're...
So, I think that was funny, but I don't think he's that funny. Oh my god, I need to watch it because he's in it. Obviously, my opinion doesn't matter. This man makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's famous. It doesn't keep him from getting any work. I mean, kudos to you, Will Ferrell. Oh, you know which Will Ferrell movie I absolutely hate, and I will never get the point of it, and I don't know why people talk about it? Elf. I don't think it's funny. I don't think that movie's funny. The movie Elf.
I think that people hype it up too much. I'm like, it's all right. To me, I thought it was
this classic movie that I'm gonna put in my collection of. Oh, it's Christmas. I have to watch it. No, it's not funny at all. I did not enjoy that movie.
I thought it was a little funny, but people act as if it's like one of his best movies ever. I'm like, really? I didn't think that. I don't know. With Eurovision, I just don't think that he was cast properly. I don't know. It was weird seeing Dan Stevens, the guy who played the Russian, in that role because I'm used to seeing him in like much more serious parts.
I liked him. I thought he did his role good.
He did his role good, and I liked the overall thing where it did touch upon like real like life. You know, him, you know, pretty much having a facade because he's Russian and he can't be his true self. You know, and then wanting to leave. Like, yeah, that I got. I'm just and I'm not knocking him whatsoever. It was just odd for me because the roles I've seen him in have usually been in these like really serious like roles. So for him to be in this comedy, I was like, Dan Stevens?
Honestly, I think it just shows that he's versatile.
Yeah, which, you know, I think he's one. I don't want to say like he's one of the young up and coming actors because I think he's in his 30s, so he's not say like, you know, like
he's old. Aren't you 30?
No. Aren't you 31?
And I look like I'm in high school.
I'm saying that he's not like a 19-year-old, like, you know, just getting into Hollywood. He has like a good filmography already, but he is one of those people that I think isn't a household name yet. So this is probably his way of trying to become more of a household name. Like, let me be in Eurovision alongside Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, who are two huge actors who everyone knows, and that way I can at least, you know, attach myself to that. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think you're right because I think I never noticed him before. But when I saw him in Eurovision, I was like, he looks really familiar. And I think he's on another movie in Netflix where he's like a military weapon. So he's like programmed to just kill. So when you see the movie, he literally just kills. He just makes up an excuse to kill anybody.
Yeah, I've seen him in this movie called A Walk Among the Tombstones, where he plays like this this like Greek drug dealer, and then he also was in this TV show called Legion, where he was a freaking like he had powers and stuff like that, but he was like crazy as well. He's 37 years old. So, huh?
What's his name again?
Dan Stevens, and that's Stevens with a V.
Why you gotta be rude to Dan Stevens?
I'm not trying to be rude to Dan Stevens. I don't want the Dan Stevens fans to come after me. I ain't talking smack.
We're talking smack about Dan Stevens.
I'm not talking smack.
He was in Beauty and the Beast.
That's right. He played the Beast.
He played the Beast. Wait a minute. Let me see what his other movies are so I can tell you what it is. Oh, he was in Downton Abbey. Is he British? And
yeah.
He's British. Let me see.
All the good actors are British. All of them, practically.
What are you trying to say? America don't have good actors?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, Croydon, United Kingdom, yeah. Okay, so the movie that I saw him in that he killed everybody was the movie called The Guest.
The Guest?
Yes. Like you're a guest in my home, The Guest.
Yeah, The Guest. And that's on Netflix?
It was on Netflix like a month ago. I don't know if they took it off, but yeah. In there. Oh, and he was also in Night at the Museum.
Yeah, he's been in a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like, his filmography is really long. It's just that I don't think he's one of those household names yet. Oh, it's still... The Guest is still on Netflix. I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah, girl, put it on your list.
But I'm really full. I ate everything.
Excuse me, I'm going to have to go take, like, an apple cider vinegar shot.
Promotion for apple cider vinegar. We've talked a lot about apples in this one right here, but
unfortunately, I do not get a paycheck from the Apple people.
No, me either. But Cindy, I guess we should stop recording at this point.
kidding?
Like an hour. Hopefully people have watched the whole entire thing. We talked about Dan Stevens. Who doesn't love Dan Stevens? So,
apparently, no.
I like this. I think that we did a good job. So if you think that this format works as well in between when we can actually get together, let us know. Like and subscribe and all that good jazz. And let us know what we should eat next. So, see ya.
Suggestions.